Coming up next on Making Moves, JTA opens its new regional transportation center to rave reviews. We give you an up-close view and hear from customers about what they like best. JTA goes virtual to officially open a major road project.
The City of Jacksonville, Jacksonville Transportation Authority, and FarmShare are all partnering together to help families in need. I'm Karen Adams, and I'll have that story coming up.
And a new JTA project lights up downtown. I'm Bill Milnes. These stories and more right now on Making Moves. After more than 26 years at the Rosa Parks Transit Station, JTA bus operations have a brand new home, the Jacksonville Regional Transportation Center at LaVilla. Hello and welcome to Making Moves. I'm Bill Milnes. All but 4 of JTA's bus routes moved to the new facility in the early morning hours of May 4th. The excitement was palpable among the JTA leadership and staff as the first bus in this new era of transportation here in Jacksonville, the number 14 to the west side, rolled into the JRTC. And waiting for it was Chris Webb, the first official passenger at the new station. Webb and passengers catching buses on the inaugural day all gave it a thumbs up.
It looks like it'll be a lot more efficient, you know, one run in, one run out.
Oh, it's the first day, so I think it's going to be exciting for everybody.
As the sun rose on day one and customers became more familiar with what the JRTC had to offer them, things like the indoor climate-controlled waiting area, water bottle filling stations, touchscreen information kiosk, and a single concourse for safer boarding, they too were thrilled.
Very happy, very happy.
I like all of it. From what I saw, I like all of it.
I was so excited. I wanted to see the open of the new facility here. And when I did see it, I thought that I was in Hollywood.
It's clean because it's smoke-free. People that don't smoke. It's a cleaner environment, and it seemed like it's more maintained. It seemed like it's more organized than the Rosa Parks was.
I think it's very lovely, beautiful, really, it's a beautiful change in the scenery, and I love it.
The new facility is very streamlined, it seems like to me, or whatever. It's there's the security is a lot better. They're more cognizant of the safety of the passengers.
The JRTC is a state-of-the-art facility that far surpasses its predecessor, the Rosa Parks Station. Not only does it look spectacular, it was designed with customer convenience and safety in mind.
The first thing you'll notice about this striking building is the curved blue glass front and the 2 skyway tracks that pierce the front of the structure before disappearing from view. But after you get past the unique beauty of the building, you'll find many upgrades over the Rosa Parks Station. On those typical Northeast Florida hot and sticky 90-plus degree summer days, you'll quickly come to appreciate the climate-controlled waiting area. This indoor haven comes complete with hotel-quality restrooms, water fountains with bottle filling stations, ticket vending machines, bus schedules, and right around the corner, several snack machines to tackle your thirst and manage your hunger pangs. And outside on the main concourse, you'll find multiple ticket windows and digital touchscreen kiosks to help you navigate the new facility or help you find your specific bus bay location. Each bus bay is equipped with NextBus technology, providing you with real-time bus arrival information. The concourse itself is one of the key safety features of this facility. Here at the JRTC, all the buses drive under the skyway, then loop around the concourse to a specific bay for loading and unloading. This prevents passengers from having to cross over several lanes of bus traffic to get to their boarding destination.
Sometimes you're not always conscious of the bus, and you might step out in front of it. So yeah, it's much better not being able to have to step out in front of the buses. Not doing that, that's good.
All you gotta do is walk up to it, and you don't have to cross lanes and almost get hit, or don't even see the bus if another bus is sitting right here and you don't see it.
All you gotta do is walk one straight line, and now get on what bus you want.
Customers also appreciate the wide open design of the terminal itself.
It's wide open. It's not blocked off by other sections of half of the booth, or as the other station would be. This is more open and you can see everything that goes on.
I do feel much safer because it is bigger and brighter, and the location is good. And with the Skyway being right here, that's good too.
This elevated pedestrian bridge connects the JRTC with the inner-city bus terminal, where you'll find Greyhound, Megabus, and Red Coach, and allows patrons from either facility to safely cross busy Forsyth Street by avoiding the traffic below. Before falling on hard times, LaVilla was one of the most culturally vibrant and significant African-American districts in the entire South. LaVilla jazz clubs featured some of the biggest entertainment acts of the time, including Ray Charles, Billie Holiday, Nat King Cole, Ella Fitzgerald, and Cab Calloway. While we are unlikely to see LaVilla regain that level of glory again, it is being reborn, thanks in large part to the JTA. For CEO Nat Ford, building this complex here in LaVilla was always part of the plan. Ford knew that the JRTC could be the long-awaited catalyst for this neighborhood's revitalization. And with its proximity to the convention center, downtown, and two major interstates, LaVilla's future looks brighter now than it has since the days when Ray, Billy, and Ella all played here.
It couldn't be located in a better location in terms of transportation and the connectivity that we need in our community.
With the opening of the intercity bus terminal and now the Jacksonville Regional Transportation Center, 4 new residential structures have risen where empty lots once stood. Now hundreds of new residents are calling LaVilla home, and more are on the way. Right across the street from the JRTC, 88 townhomes have been approved for construction, bringing even more growth and vitality to this western portion of downtown. So there are a lot of new and exciting things happening here at the Jacksonville Regional Transportation Center at LaVilla. One of the most important might just be LaVilla's future. At the JRTC in LaVilla, Eugene Lindsay, JTA Making Moves.
The Federal Transit Administration is making sure JTA services continue during the COVID-19 pandemic. The FTA awarded a $15.2 million grant to JTA as part of the Federal Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, or CARES Act. The grant is part of a $25 billion authorized by the U.S. Department of Transportation for transit agencies nationwide. Now, in a news release, U.S. Secretary of Transportation Elaine Chao said this historic $25 billion in grant funding will ensure our nation's public transportation systems can continue to provide services to the millions of Americans who continue to depend on them. Locally, JTA will use the money for operating, preventive maintenance, and administrative expenses necessary to maintain service during the COVID-19 public health emergency. The authority has provided transit services to the Jacksonville community every single day throughout the coronavirus pandemic. The opening of the new bus terminal at the JRTC not only changes public transit in Jacksonville forever, it also brings new roadway changes to the area around the facility. Any vehicles entering downtown from the west on the Forsyth Street ramp from I-95 will notice a new roadway configuration to accommodate buses leaving the JRTC. All JTA buses will exit the transit center using a newly created lane.
Well, the lane behind me was designed and built to allow the bus a safe way out onto Forsyth Street. As you can see, there's a median that's raised to allow the bus operator to stay within their lane and also to allow the oncoming traffic to stay within their 2 lanes. This also gives the operator an easy way out down to Lee Street.
Motorists on this western portion of Forsyth will also find a new crosswalk and traffic signal at the intersection of Forsyth and LaVilla Center Drive, formerly known as Johnson Street. This new signal will make it safer for pedestrians walking in this area. LaVilla Center Drive has also been designated as a one-way street between Bay and Forsyth, with traffic now directed north on a right turn only onto Forsyth. We have a lot more to come on this edition of Making Moves.
The City of Jacksonville, Jacksonville Transportation Authority, and Farm Share are all partnering together to help families in need. I'm Karen Adams, and I'll have that story coming up.
And we'll show you how to hold a roadway opening ceremony during a pandemic. Those stories are all up next.
Today, I want to speak with you about coronavirus and a few practical ways your family can stay healthy. First, hand washing is essential. Children should wash their hands after coming in from outside, before eating, after coughing, sneezing, or blowing their little noses. Second, limit all crowds and explain that no one is shaking hands or hugging, because that is how germs can spread. While changes need to be made now, I encourage parents to let children know this will not last forever. I urge you to stay connected to family and loved ones. Stay safe. And remember, while many of us are apart, we are all in this together. Please be sure to follow CDC guidelines, which can be found at coronavirus.gov, along with other information and resources.
Julia, are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Welcome back to Making Moves. Situated in the family-friendly East Arlington area of Jacksonville, Kernan Boulevard now offers expansive travel between Atlantic Boulevard and McCormick Road, with as many as 6 lanes to provide quick, efficient movement throughout the corridor. With the coronavirus limiting the opportunity for a neighborhood gathering to celebrate the official grand opening of the new Kernan Boulevard, JTA did the next best thing. It held a virtual ribbon cutting. Here's a look.
First ever virtual ribbon cutting. This is to celebrate the completion of our Kernan Boulevard JTA MobilityWorks project. We want to take a look back at this project from start to finish if you're not quite familiar with Kernan Boulevard.
There was just too much traffic in this area. It was unsafe. It was a source of a lot of accidents in the city. The multi-use path is used by walkers, bikers, a whole host of different physical activities can occur on the multi-use path.
board when I say that we are so excited about this project and that we all felt that it was very important for us to hold a ribbon cutting any way we could to celebrate this accomplishment. The JTA Mobility Works program and projects like Kernan Boulevard helps the authority fulfill our mission to improve Northeast Florida's economy, environment, and quality of life. I think most people see that effort through our public transportation and bus services, but we do so much more. And this Kernan Boulevard project is a bright example of that. I have lived in this area for the last 18 years, and I can personally attest to how important this project is for my family and the neighbors.
I am so proud of our construction and capital programs team and our larger system development division, not only for completing this project, but doing it a full 6 months ahead of schedule. I repeat, 6 months ahead of schedule. That early completion means that this neighborhood can get back to a normal traffic pattern and an important part in our community's journey towards regaining some of the normalcy we need following COVID-19. We need to thank our elected representatives who are joining us today, both on the city council and at the state level. Your leadership empowers the JTA to continue doing our part to improve Jacksonville. So thank you to Representative Clay Yarborough, Councilmember Al Ferraro, as well as Councilman Aaron Bowman, who both their district split this actual project. And so we thank them for their support.
This is the best use and a use you can see and results you can see of the local option gas tax. And that's a perfect example of the great things and great projects we can complete with that revenue. It goes right back into projects that then go to help the communities.
3, 2, 1. And congratulations, everybody. You might want to, everybody can unmute real quick, give a round of applause.
Just by its name alone, most people consider the Jacksonville Transportation Authority part of the city of Jacksonville. But since 1955, when it was formed by the Florida legislature, it's actually been an independent agency of the state of Florida. That hasn't stopped the city and JTA from forming meaningful partnerships to benefit our community, like the recent door-to-store program that provides complimentary rides for people in food-deficient areas of the north side to more than half a dozen grocery stores. Making Moves correspondent Karen Adams tells us about the latest venture between the city and JTA that is benefiting hundreds of local, low-income families in need.
Many local residents are struggling during this pandemic. So the city of Jacksonville, the JTA, Jacksonville Housing Authority, and Farm Share are all coming together to make sure the city's most vulnerable are getting enough food to eat. The food is stored in this huge warehouse. It's here where thousands of care packages are put together for shipment to needy families.
We have some spinach, some chili. We have some pitted plums, some pork in a can.
Matthew Galen is the facility manager of Farm Share of Northeast Florida. He says the city set up a food delivery task force to get the food out. Volunteers, including those from the JTA Cares program, load the care packages into JTA vehicles. That food then goes directly out to the community and those affected by COVID-19.
We don't ask any questions. We don't ask for any information. We're an equal opportunity provider. And I've been saying that from the start. The COVID-19 virus doesn't see color, it doesn't see income, it doesn't see any of the effects of what this virus is doing. So we have distributions. If you go on our website, farmshare.org, and click on it, distributions, you can see where they are. But basically, we're seeing all kinds of people that we haven't seen before, and the growth has been over 200% since this started.
Inside this warehouse is where all of the bagging takes place. After that, it's shipped out all over Jacksonville and the surrounding areas. It's going to needy families, professionals, or anyone who's been affected by COVID-19. Getting something like this put together took some creativity and smart thinking. On the first day alone, 66,000 pounds of food were successfully delivered to 1,900 area families. Dawn Lockhart, who helped spearhead this project, works as the Director of Strategic Partnerships for Mayor Curry.
In a COVID environment, we really wanted to contain
the number of individuals that are coming together at any one time. And so through the Food Delivery Task Force, we created a concept. It's the first time that we've ever done this, FarmShare and the City of Jacksonville and JTA and JHA, to identify how we could get the existing resources. It didn't cost any additional funding, it just needed some ingenuity to pull together all the partners to think about how to deliver food in a different way than what was normal.
With the excellent cooperation between the partnering agencies and the overall success of the program, city leaders say it's highly likely they will use the same system again when future emergencies arise. Meanwhile, workers on the front lines say right now this is making a huge difference to the families who need it the most.
It's important for this community to receive this food because we have a lot of elderly people, a lot of seniors that have limited incomes. We have multi-families that some people have lost their job or been laid off and don't have food. So it's very important for us to receive this food for this community.
Fields, who works at the Brentwood Lakes development, says just knowing so many different agencies are thinking about and caring about the residents here and nearly a dozen other locations who receive the food is just as important as the food itself.
I think it's important to show the low-income families that someone else cares. They're not alone. So they're going to be very grateful to receive this food. It's just not about the food and making sure they eat, but somebody else cares.
If you are in need of food services, like this cooperative farm share program, you're encouraged to call the City of Jacksonville at 630-CITY.
We have cheddar cheese and then a bag of oranges.
On the north side, Karen Adams, JTA Making Moves.
JTA extended its autonomous vehicle project with the Mayo Clinic through the month of May. As you know, JTA has been transporting containers of COVID-19 testing samples between Mayo's drive-through testing site and its lab. By the end of April, JTA's autonomous vehicles had delivered more than 4,400 samples. According to Mayo's Chief Innovation Officer, having JTA deliver those samples frees up Mayo Clinic staff to spend more time taking care of their patients.
We have a limited staff on our campus who are embroiled in caring for patients. And so this represents an opportunity for us to help them not only with the transportation of these potentially contaminated specimens to our processing laboratory, avoiding unnecessary exposure of the virus to our staff, but also freed them up to do more important things.
The overwhelming success of this COVID-19 testing project has led to Mayo and JTA considering additional autonomous vehicle opportunities on the Mayo campus.
Questions about the coronavirus?
I'm here to share some simple steps you can take to help protect yourself and others.
Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Wash your hands often with soap and water for 20+ seconds.
Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue.
Clean and disinfect surfaces and objects. Wash hands after touching commonly used items.
Together, we can help slow the spread.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
You may have heard that the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena played host to UFC 249 last month. And by all accounts, the show in the arena was great, even without the spectators, due to the coronavirus. It's hard to imagine it was better than the show that was going on just a few blocks away on the Acosta Bridge, however. One of the best parts about being downtown at night has always been the way all the bridges were filled with light. But a few years ago, the blue neon lights on the Acosta Bridge went dark and were deemed too expensive to replace. Then a local firm contacted JTA with an idea about replacing the neon with some newer, less expensive technology. So JTA and Miller Electric started working on a way to bring back the Acosta lights bigger and better than ever. And over the past several months, they've been running tests to see just how the new lighting system would work. And since UFC just happened to be putting on a show downtown, JTA and Miller decided it was the perfect time to put on a show of their own, flooding the Acosta Bridge with color schemes never before possible with the old system. And as you can see, it looked spectacular. We're told that nearly any color combination is possible: teal for Jaguars games, red and green during the holidays, pink for breast cancer awareness, you name it. So thank you, JTA and Miller Electric, for bringing a little light back into our lives. The official debut for the new Acosta lights is scheduled for the 4th of July next month. It's going to be great seeing all those lights on the Acosta again. Well, before we go, we'd like to thank the U.S. Navy Blue Angels Air Demonstration Team for helping us celebrate the opening of the JRTC. Well, the Blue Angels flew in formation right over our new building. Of course, we know the real reason for the flight was to thank our area healthcare workers who have been fighting the coronavirus pandemic, and they certainly deserve it. But if it's okay with you, we'll keep thinking perhaps they also wanted to take a closer look at our new fabulous building. Who could blame them? And that wraps up this edition of Making Moves. It's a privilege sharing our stories with you. We welcome you to check out our YouTube channel where you can watch past episodes and stories at your leisure. There's a direct link available from JTAFLA.com. You can also find stories and other exclusive content when you like our Facebook page at facebook.com/JTA Making Moves. For the entire Making Moves team, I'm Bill Milnes. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your day and be kind to each other.